videos to everyone you know. That's what I want. That's what I prefer. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're going to talk to some students from Columbia that we respect a lot because they spoke out against the brutality of Scientology on March 3rd when they had their grand opening here in Chicago. So we're still talking about that. So let's go. And we're here with, tell me your name.
Free Xenu Project.
Free Xenu Project. And we're having a joint interview with these two lovely human beings. Okay.
Hardworking students.
Peter is on the right, and Moth is on the left. And you've all seen them before. Moth especially has a video that's going viral. And Peter hasn't had a real chance to tell the story from beginning to end. Not really. So who wants to start?
Do you want to start or? Sure. If you want me to go, I can go, and then you can hop in whenever you feel ready. Hi, I'm Moth. For those of you who might remember me, I am a student here at Columbia. Two of us, one of us, we were friends before the Scientology thing, which is nice. This is not a friendship born out of Scientology, which is great.
I don't think there are any friendships born out of Scientology, are there?
Not. But Peter and I live on the same floor of the Dwight Lofts, which is the building next to Scientologists. And last weekend, when they opened up, Peter and I had a very bad weekend. I'm a disabled student, as you can tell by the cane here. Sometimes I sport a nice little walker. Today I'm not, because I have places to be and things to do that a walker does not bode well for. But
okay, we'll make it short.
all right. But basically, the Scientologists blocked me and made me walk a lot extra to get to my job. Peter, talk about what they did to you, because what they did to you is really awful too.
So I'm Peter.
Can I get a little closer to you, Peter?
Yeah, you're good.
It's just that I have mic problems.
You're good. I'm Peter. I live on the same floor as Moth.
Hi,
I
Peter.
am not physically disabled. I'm mentally disabled. I'm autistic, ADHD, anxiety. So what happened to me is around 3 o'clock, I was walking back here. I went through the little entrance thingy, and as I was walking through, a Scientologist blocked me from getting to my dorm. He physically blocked his body like this. He did like this, and like I was trying to get to my dorm. I was yelling at him, I am a resident, and he did not listen. He kept yelling at me, this is private events.
Right.
But like, it was like kind of like a back and forth until I finally managed to get myself out of the way and get to my dorm building, in which I filed a police report.
Did they grab you?
I did. Eventually, it was like, I was doing this, and then did this, like to my arms.
Yes, me too.
Then I got that way. I have 4 witnesses to this as well, so I have proof of evidence.
You have the names. In other words, you've got a list of the identities of your witnesses.
Yes.
Okay, good. A little lawyer in the making.
I've been taught a lot by my mom.
Okay, there you go. Good job, Mom.
So did you talk to the administrator in your school?
My mom talked to the dean.
Okay.
And I don't remember exactly what she was told. I think she was told that no, they were not like allowed to. I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember that like they weren't allowed to give us our IDs. Like that is not.
You mean take the ID? Yeah.
And despite,
Well, did you have somebody ask you for an ID?
yes, over there, the Blue Star Security, quote unquote. It's just Scientologists.
Yeah, that's
No,
just
they're
them
police,
dressed up.
actually.
They are?
They only hire police.
Really?
Yep.
I thought
Really?
I thought
No, to be Blue Star, the Blue Star Security LLC only hires current or retired Chicago police officers, and they have to have a current FOID card and be in good standing with the police department.
Well,
Those are the only qualifications, and all of them were armed.
they were very so I was checked, so they basically forced me to show me they basically forced me to show them my ID. Like I was trying, I forgot that I could just call Columbia Security, so I was like
Yes.
bickering back and forth.
Yes, it's hard to remember those things, isn't it? In a situation like that.
So I was basically like, I have residence rights. I cannot show you my ID, and they were like, you have to show us your ID. And like, I kind of just like flashed it to them, so they didn't get all my information. I just went through.
Yeah.
But I was still mad about it. So
Yes.
I went back down. I put down my put my groceries away. Went back down and started yelling at them. Like you are not allowed to force me. You cannot force me to show you my ID. You will be sued. And they're like, it's for your safety. And I was like, I'm already not safe here. There's Scientologists around. And they were like, just don't pay attention to it.
Wow.
Don't pay attention to the fact that they're grabbing you and not allowing you to go to your home.
Right,
Yeah,
pushing you around, squeezing you. That what they did, I have bruises on my arms from where they squeezed me so hard. They try to do it in a way so that you can't film it. So they do it all like basically below the film line.
Yeah.
And other than going like this, you can't film it.
Yeah.
So unless you've got somebody with you,
Right.
you're out of luck. Like when that guy got arrested, the older gentleman, that guy that I pointed out during the live was really messing with my lower half, and there was nothing I could do. All you could see was the camera flying around, and that's why it's so important to go in groups of people, at least 2 people. So did you see any identification on the person that actually put their hands on you?
Yes. Well, I didn't see any identification.
So they weren't wearing a Blue Star security
No, they were
jacket?
not.
Okay.
It was just a Scientologist. I can
Gotcha.
say what he was wearing, so if anyone
Please
does know
do.
who he is.
We'll look through the video.
Because the person who you sent me, I don't think it's them, because when I looked at the stream, he was wearing something comfy.
Okay, so it wasn't Sean. Okay.
It was a guy in a beige sweater.
Okay,
He had a white button-up, gray patterned tie,
okay.
and like his hair was brown and it was kind of like streaks, like this.
Okay.
Like a 50
How old did he look to you?
Like late 20s.
Oh,
late 30s.
okay.
I'll have to go through my
Was
screen.
so no balding, eyeglasses?
No balding, no eyeglasses. I know who you're talking about. Wasn't that guy?
Yeah.
Completely different guy.
Right, I figured that doesn't match the description at all, that guy. But I'm thinking of other characteristics. So was he tall, a lot taller than
He
you?
was taller.
Yeah, but everyone's taller than you. So, well, I mean, we're short.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, I realized my eye level is at every guy's
I
chest.
think he was around like 6 foot, maybe.
So
Maybe.
so
I don't know.
okay. And let's see what else would be a telltale. Did he have a jacket on or just the sweater?
He did not have a jacket on.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just a sweater.
Okay.
And it was like a crew neck sweater, you said,
It
right?
was like one of those ones where it's like it was just like a sweater with like that kind of small V-neck.
Okay, gotcha.
70s sweater.
And it was cream colored, did you?
Cream colored,
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, it
all
was
right.
cream. I thought it was tan you said.
And
Cream tan. I don't know. I don't
a
know.
lighter color.
It was like a light beige something.
So anybody in the stream that knows, like,
Let's look through the footage. I bet we can find him. Did you
Yeah.
look through my live?
Yes, I did.
It's so long.
I tried like skimming through it.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. I think he was mainly inside of the event.
Okay.
I did.
Was it? And that was down in that direction on Polk, right?
No, it was.
Oh, it was
like,
Harrison.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was
That's when
coming
we were
from
letting us
Harrison.
out for the first half of the day.
The only way
Okay.
that we were able to go in was through Harrison. Polk was completely blocked off.
At the end of the night, Polk was blocked off, but I got them to let me through
Okay.
eventually.
What time was that? Would you say?
I I do know.
Okay.
Photo will have a timestamp.
You have a
I've
photo?
got photos. Oh,
No,
yeah.
I
Send them to me, will you?
I unfortunately I don't have any sort of photo of the guy.
That's okay. That's okay.
I mean,
Somebody
the
will.
9
security.
p.m.
9 p.m. Okay, yeah.
I know. I went out at around like 8:30ish because I wanted to get like insomnia cookie, and like they didn't bother me at all. I think they knew like
By then it was over.
by
Like,
then like they can't do shit.
right.
That was shortly after they had the weapons
Can you guys hear me now? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? You have sound? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. Hang on. Peter, would you mind finishing what you were saying?
I don't remember what I said.
You were talking about something happened with your mom talking to the dean.
My mom was trying to talk.
Okay, hang on.
My mom was like talking.
They missed the whole interview, girl. I mean, boy. Sorry. I'm used to calling everyone girl. Okay, I got you on here. Okay, you guys, this is really embarrassing. I'm sorry about that. You have sound. Yeah, something got frozen when the telephone rang. So, did you hear before that? Could you hear when we were talking to Moth before that? Or did you miss it all? I just put her in timeout. She pissed me off. All right, so now you guys can hear, right? Oh, okay. So they heard the introduction and then Natalie called. That's what happened. Okay, what happened was we heard the introduction. First of all, we're in bright sunlight. My phone looks like a black something at the time. So I cannot see it. I've said this over and over again. I can't see when it's really, really sunny out. But it's good that the sun has gone over, well, behind the building. So that shouldn't be a problem again. When Natalie called, it changed something and muted that, which is really weird. So Natalie's here. Natalie, say hi. Yeah. And I want to introduce you to her. Do you know who she is, Peter?
No, but
You already talked to her? All right. So Peter is telling us about the incident that happened with him, which was, I'm going to do you want to go through it again or not?
Yeah.
It's totally up to you. I'll let you describe so Peter tried to get in and they tried to prevent him from getting in through one of the gates that were being obstructed by Scientologists and security. So Blue Star Security, again, is Chicago police.
So around 3 o'clock, I was walking back to the door, and someone, a Scientologist, not security, tried blocking me off my door. He was doing like this.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm a resident. And he kept telling me this is a private event. And like, we kept just going back and forth. And like, at one point, he did like grab my, like my arms like right here. And I managed to like get away eventually. Like I managed to get away after that. And then I filed a police report.
Okay. And the person, so we still don't know the person that did this to him, but they are asking if you can speak a little louder. I am so close to him right now, he's uncomfortable. So you guys just don't get it.
So basically what
Thank you,
happened
Peter.
was around 3 o'clock, I was walking back to my dorm, and a Scientologist, not Blue Star Security,
Right.
forcibly held me back from getting to my dorm. He was doing like this. And then at one point, he did grab my arms. However, I did get away, and I filed a police report.
And we don't know, he still doesn't know who it was. So we're going to have him tell you a brief description of what the person looks like. And he already went through my footage of the day, right?
Yeah, I didn't see him at all. So.
And I'm going to go through it more carefully, but here's the description. If anybody knows who this person is, please send me a text.
He was was in a beige cream, like around that, like sweater, a white button-up underneath.
Yay, Peter, for filing a report. Okay.
With a gray pattern tie, and his hair was brown, and it was a little bit, it was like swooped to the right, and he was taller than me. I think he was like around 6 foot.
So he has a swooped hair to the right, you said. Yeah? Peter to the right. So it's the opposite of what we're seeing.
Well, I don't know. Like maybe.
Yeah. It was swooped hair.
I might be remembering wrong. Because I don't. It was swooped hair. Could have been to the left. Could have been to the right.
That's okay. We can do without that specific.
I gave enough to start.
So no glasses. A man in his late 20s. You know, somewhere in his 20s, like mid to late.
Like late 20s, early 30s.
Right. And no, let's see, what else can we say? Okay, so he had a striped tie, right?
It was like a gray pattern tie.
Okay, a gray and maroon, is that what you said?
Just like gray pattern. I think it was like gray and like darker gray.
Hearts for Peter. You should see what they're saying about you. White, black, or Hispanic, they're asking. White. Caucasian. This need to stop. These crazies get away with way too much. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? So Peter mentioned that he's on the spectrum.
Yes.
So he's disabled. And you weren't the only person that got roughed up that day, because there was another man on the spectrum that was arrested.
Okay.
And there was also a student. Have you heard that there was a student that was beat up by Scientology and arrested for kicking over cones?
I wouldn't doubt it. I have not heard it fully.
So this is a person that wants to stay under the radar.
Yes, I got it.
And so, you know, of course, we're not going to say his name, but this happened right at, see the parking garage? This seemed like a much smaller space when Scientology was hogging it, believe me. But right here, see where it says park? That's the parking garage where they beat the kid up, right there. And that parking garage, if you guys remember from for anybody who was watching the live on that day, that parking garage was being guarded by Blue Star security. And I kept asking them why they were guarding a garage that doesn't belong to them. And they kept saying, we don't know. We were just told by our bosses to come here. So many unanswered questions. 6 foot white male. Hold on. 6 foot white male. No, cream color sweater with a white button-down shirt underneath it, gray patterned tie under the sweater. And anything else? Oh yeah, just mention your mom talking to the dean. Do you mind?
Yeah, so my mom did talk to the dean of the school. She was told that they were not, because they forced to show me my ID. They forced me to show them my ID.
Right.
They were not legally allowed to do that. And I told them that. And despite that, they were still like, it's for your safety. It's not for my safety.
Right.
But yeah, my mom did talk to the dean about this. Everyone's aware of what happened to me.
Yeah.
So, like,
they're probably worried, right?
Yes.
And did she happen to mention what the dean said? What his response was?
I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember that he told her that, yeah, they were not legally allowed to force me to show them my ID.
I would like to know if the administration is planning on doing something legal to legally prevent them from harassing you guys at all.
I do not know. Columbia is bad at doing repercussions.
Like protecting their students?
Protecting their students, yeah, because there are students here who have SA students.
Okay, so someone's just said, so sorry, Peter, are you okay?
I'm fine. Yeah, I was more agitated than upset, sad. I was just really pissed off.
Yeah.
So there's not, Columbia isn't the best at protecting students, I don't think. Because there was, at one point, I don't know if he's still here, there was a guy who had raped sexual assault.
It's okay,
Sexually
honey.
assaulted multiple students.
Yes.
And they still let him be in the college, despite multiple warrants.
No way.
So,
Were there ever charges filed, do you know?
I am unsure.
Okay.
This is just something that I had heard from the students I heard this during the strike because the
Gotcha. Tell them a little bit about the strike. I think that was all off camera.
So the strike happened from around October to December. It was with part-time teachers.
Okay.
And they were striking over low wages, multiple classes being cut, the president getting like a lot of money, like an excessive amount of money when part-time teachers were struggling.
Right.
And that ended around end of December. So that was way before this.
So the students were striking in support of in solidarity to your teachers. You know, that's becoming in academia, it's becoming more common to forego the tenure system and hire at, a quarter of the price TAs.
Yeah.
So that's probably something that's trickling down to Columbia College too. So can I ask you what degree you're getting from here? Do you know yet? Have you picked one?
I'm a radio major.
Radio?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you want to say any more about that?
I'm going to be I'm looking to be a radio DJ. It's something that I am very passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd be great at it. You're so articulate and you're so collected. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Calm. Yeah. So, anything else you want to say? Well, maybe to put your mom's mind at ease. Everyone's saying that's awesome, Peter.
I think that's all I gotta say.
And are you talking to your mom pretty regularly? Yeah. Okay.
Course, yeah.
Just to reassure her.
Yeah. No, we're good. I always talk to her.
Would you mind if I showed your bag? Okay. This is Peter's bag. I love it. I love this. Sally wants to know what your favorite music is.
And that's so true.
Indie, alternative. You see a bunch of indie alternative bands in there. Libertines, The Hive, Suede.
Oh my God.
Features The Damned.
The Damned.
Underground. Jesus
Oh.
Mary Chain. Two Tunes.
I love Jesus and Mary Chain and The Damned.
Yeah.
Have you heard Grimly Fiendish?
Yes, of
That's
course.
such a great
It's
song.
one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, I love them. I saw them live.
I'm going to be seeing them in June with my girlfriend.
That's right, we talked about this, didn't we? Well, I don't know, maybe it was a different band. Yeah, because someone else said they were seeing an old band. Oh, New Order.
New Order. No, I'm not seeing New Order.
But somebody said they had seen New Order, and I said I saw New Order in the 80s here in Chicago.
Cool. Yeah. Nine Inch Nails. Yeah, I saw them at Riot Fest. And my mom saw them because she's been into them since the 80s.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, well, your mom sounds a lot like me, actually.
Yeah.
So is she cool to you, or just a...
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is from... You probably have better eyes than I do. Here. Do you think you could read it?
Yeah, I got it.
Peter is... Can you read that name?
Julian. I don't know why you're calling me it. It's a little bit.
I think that's a typo. I don't think they would say it. Yeah,
good.
no, honey.
Because I know that's a bit of I know.
Peter is managing his anxiety, and calm is a good
but I'm
word.
sure it's nerve-wracking being interviewed. Not really.
No, this is what you're studying.
No, this is just something. I'm fine with it.
Thank everyone for helping. Amazing music choice,
Thank
which
you.
it really, really is.
Thank you.
rocks. What is Peter's favorite color? Ellie wants to know. She's she's one of my mods.
Purple.
Of course, because that's my favorite. I think we were the same person in another life.
Yeah.
I have met Peter Hook from Joy Division. What? Literally, Cherry Blakewell. Met Peter Hook.
I've been listening to Joy Division lately, like a lot more lately. I hadn't been listening to them since
Purple for the win. That's right, Ellie. Purple for the win.
I know.
I'm thinking about changing my channel name to the purple hair grandma grifter. Okay, so you gotta go.
Probably. Natalie might want to interview me.
I love Peter's taste in buttons.
Thank you.
I love pin. I do too. My favorite one says, "I'm sorry I slapped you. It seemed like you would never stop talking, and I panicked."
Ellie's getting a bit close to the building. Yeah, I know. I get like worried.
Don't worry about it.
Before, you might want to let your mom know about that case.
Yes. That one did not show.
No. It's okay. I smoothed it over. It's all good.
Well, no.
Peter, thank you. Good luck. We'll see you again.
Thank you. Yeah, that was just.
Hey, Natalie. Say hi. That's a really exciting hat.
I was like, that's new.
If my dog was here, he'd be chasing you around the block. They are all saying thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Did that camera go up before this happened?
No.
It looked new.
So how are you feeling outside here?
Good.
This is the first time, right, for you?
My first time.
But have you seen any Scientologists yet?
Yes.
I'm-
I saw one go by.
Was it a public or a... Okay.
You can tell by the uniform.
Well, you know what I want to talk to you about? Seriously. What would have made a difference to you because you were in the Sea Organization, right? Okay. So what would have made a difference to you?
To leave?
If someone said things to you as a protester, is there anything they could have said that may have created even a small fissure?
How much debt are you in? How do you feel about all the money you have to pay? Do you feel free?
Why can't you read what you
Why
want?
can't you read what you want?
Are you really making your own decisions?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you afford to keep doing this?
Yes.
How are you paying for all this?
Yeah. Honestly, those type of things, in my opinion, as an Scientologist, are more get through more than even like Xeno and stuff is funny, and I feel like it brings attention.
Right.
But to really get through, it's stuff like that. It's just kind of like they don't stop and think about that because people in Scientology don't know they're in a cult.
They,
I didn't know.
you really didn't? But it never crossed your mind?
It was normal for me.
It was all normal. And you were told that it was normal for people who are doing such great work to get people like us, right? The more, I mean, you know how much that fits into the playbook, the cult playbook? The more enemies you have, the better you're doing. Like you can go to a Baptist church and they'll say, don't forget when you're moving to a higher spiritual level, the devil's coming for you. So expect people to come, try to convince you to do something different, you know?
That's the day, Peyton.
Yes.
Totally. Yeah.
So that's how you felt about protesters?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I mean, when Anonymous was showing up, was close to when I was leaving, trying to leave and making cookies. And, it definitely makes you question, like, why are all these people here? Even though you're told, oh, they're criminals, they're this, they're that, but you're just like, all of them?
I got
Really?
text messages before all this started. And they were saying things like, you don't know how many criminals that's why it's a dead giveaway that it's a Scientologist. You don't know how many you don't know how many criminals you're surrounded by right now. They would say, you just don't know them. You don't know those people.
That is exactly it. Exactly it.
Also, I got it. I have a message for you.
Getting my mittens on.
Oh, but you know what? I'll give it to you later when I can turn. I know my hands are cold. I have many layers of clothes, but there's a 95, a man who's going to be 95 in May that watches your channel,
Oh, wow.
and he's a retired attorney, and he has helped me already,
Yeah.
and he continues to offer to help.
Oh, that's cool.
His name is John.
It's a cult. Call your family. That's super cool.
So he wanted. I'll show you the, or I can just send it to you. No, I better not, because it has his contact. I don't
Or
know.
you can just cut and.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
But he said, please say hello from a fan.
Oh, I love that.
It's so
That's
sweet.
sweet.
Like 95 years old, and he's still fighting Scientology. And he has a good story about the length of time that he's been fighting Scientology. I just got a really cute email on the way here from him. He said, how can I send you $100?
Oh, that's so cool. So sweet. So Peter, tell me.
Sorry, I haven't answered that, John. It was kind of like
hopefully
the.
you guys can hear.
It wasn't really. It wasn't really. No, thank you. Not right now. Later. Your hair looks nice. Did you do something different? Yeah. No. Aw, it looks cute.
I met was just like, even if they weren't like as pissed off as I was, they were still upset having.
I'm gonna go with the other streamers and gossip while Natalie does her interview.
Old hardware for sale.
How was Japan?
Very nice, very nice.
That was a good video.
Yeah, are they really?
I mean, it's neat to see another org.
That isn't, like I said, there's normalcy in there. It just,
Yes, so I was told by
there's no protesters. They weren't
that some
body routers on the street.
Yeah.
There's a cafe in there, and as I walked by, there's good people having a coffee, sitting down chatting, and it looks like the most normal thing in the world.
Well, they claim that that's true here. Did you read the Chicago Tribune article?
Yeah. I saw the report on.
Oh, okay.
I know somebody there, and I'm going to see if she reports on a different subset of topics.
Right, right.
I'm going to see if she can do a little bit more of a fair and.
Yeah, a balanced, let's say. Yeah.
The other thing up there, so they've also painted over the signs up there. So in Scientology up there, it's the facing Scientology.
Guys, everyone's welcome. See? Church of Scientology of Chicago. Welcome. Come in for a tour. Visit our multimedia exhibit. It's probably some horror stories.
So it has to be. So
Ellie, I know being starved of supplies to live doesn't feel like love. Open daily from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 to 10. 10 p.m. Oh, 9:30 to 6. Okay. All visitors must register at the reception desk prior to entering. Cameras or recording devices are prohibited and may only be used with permission. The church is private property and reserves the right to refuse entry and remove any person. Media inquiries and requests by appointment only, because, you know, the person who has the correct PR may not be here on the day you want to interview them. Call the Director of Public Affairs at 773-348-7788. So I know all you guys are waiting for, I know you guys are all waiting for your interview with public relations at Scientology. So there you go. Devin should be here hopefully soon. I wanted to show you this because I thought this is just funny. So here's the Dwight building, guys. Dwight Building Preliminary Staff Summary of Information, May 1, 19... I don't know what the hell. So here's this is Dwight. The sign on the... Yes, I can. I'm in public, and I'm on a public sidewalk, and I'm... Yeah, do that, please. No, Dwight. See, Columbia is trying to cover their ass, so they don't want people filming what they have painted on the window for people to see. That's a joke. So this is Columbia College of Chicago. And this is Dwight. This is where all these students live that they're trying to get not to talk to us. They're embarrassed by what happened. And then right next to Dwight, I'm going to show you. This is a fire department connection. Usually there's a big one of those big things. Winner for 2 streaming everywhere. Usually there's a big fire thing. Looks like they took it out. Okay, so here's the subway where they get the students go a lot. That was closed, of course, the day of the event. And they should be very embarrassed. Yeah, they should, right? I mean, hey, if the shoe fits. Here comes a Sea Org member. All right, one of you oldsters. Yeah, Sea Org. Are you Tony? Oh my gosh. Nice to meet you. My hands are freezing. I'm sorry. Oh, they're so warm. Yeah. Oh, that feels good. I don't know why men are always so warm.
I don't know.
That feels really good.
You are exceptionally cold.
I am very cold, yeah. And it was so nice when the sun was here. It was like that over there.
I bet.
Yeah, it felt really good.
Has the sun already passed?
It's gone but behind here. So let's see. That's east and that's west, which means that's north and that's south. So how is the place you guys are staying?
Fine.
Was it nice?
Yeah, it's great.
And when do you go back?
We're probably going to go back. I'm not entirely sure. It kind of depends, but Monday probably.
Okay.
Probably. We'll see. Sir, we understand your family would love to speak with you.
What was that?
Were you intentionally on mute earlier, or?
No, I was not.
I didn't see it.
No, I was interviewing. What happened was the phone rang and it did something. It shut it off. It shut off. It said microphone off, and then it wouldn't go back on. Like it was not responding to the touch. So I had to. What did I do? I don't remember what I did. Anyway. Oh, they called the cops at Dwight, you guys, just FYI. Because I was filming the sign they have on the window.
Partly illegal. It's outside.
Right. And, well, listen, am I wrong? Or is the sign painted on the window meant to be red?
Correct.
Oh, thank you. Thought I was crazy there for a minute.
Folks, you're working for a cult.
Please stop reporting
You're working for a cult.
Stop hiding crimes! Stop hiding crimes from the police!
You're working for a cult.
There he is.
By the way, you did a great job this weekend.
Oh, please.
I was trying to. It was
a
chaos.
frickin'
It was chaos,
fiasco.
but the amount of people that showed up was amazing. And you're most responsible for that.
Me? No, her. She's responsible.
And by the way, everybody being down here. I think that.
Here comes some more. They're going through Paisan, so here's what I think. You see a lot of Sea Organization members going through, in and out of Paisan, so they have some agreement with these people. You know the pizza place? Here, this place. They've got some agreement with Scientology. They were very strange to Nance and I. Not the server, but the manager was very pissed off that we were there. In a public restaurant, right? Open to the public to eat and drink. And she was pissed, and I thought something's up. So this is where, yeah, they go in and out right here. Hello. And isn't it funny there's no smoking signs? Oh, I wish I could show you guys the mailbox that the Columbia students used to use for their cigarettes. Oh, this is it right here. It's still there. And it still has cigarettes in it. Wow. There's the trash. You guys, are the TRs in here? Are there TRs in? Because look, here's the front of this building that David Miscavige bragged about in the Chicago Tribune this morning. This beautiful, beautiful building. Beautiful building with the creepy pyramids. And here's what the first thing you see when you walk up, okay? You walk up to the door and you're looking, and it's let's see if we can see through the curtains. You can see right through their blinds at night. Right through them. All you guys are going to see is a reflection, so I won't spend too much time. Anyway, these blinds right here, this is their front window. You can see right through them at night. Yeah, I love it when people are like, you need this and you need that. I'm disabled. I live on a fixed income, which is fixed on the dial. It's fixed at poor. So everything I do for you. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, praise Zenu.
You guys remember them if you saw my live. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, good.
Good to see you, honey.
I met you before. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
It's Megan. Yeah.
Megan and I'm Shannon. Yeah, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Did you watch the videos, the footage from the event?
Yeah, it was
Awful, wasn't it? I know, I remember.
Oh yeah.
But that footage is horrible.
So sad.
I have not seen it. I have not seen it all.
Oh,
Do you mind that I'm filming?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You're working for a cult. You're breaking up families. You work for a cult that breaks up families.
Got you.
Breaking up families.
We got you. Here, about to get another one. Run to the side door, Scientologists. They're going to bring out, I tell you what's going to happen now that they know we're here. It's a cult and you know it.
You're entering a cult.
They're going to bring music out, watch. They like to bring it, they put a chair in the doorway to prop it open. They put a chair in it and then they put a, what do you call it? A speaker on it. To copy, with their copyright tech.
It's better than manure tech.
That's true. I still wonder if that guy was a plant that.
You work for a cult that breaks up families.
Call your mom.
On the weekends. I'm a couple hours away.
And that's the thing is like, I just don't understand that. I've actually talked to somebody this morning near my hotel, and the cast.
So of the 139 people in this chat, how I was going to ask you, how many are subscribed to Natalie? Raise your hand if you are subscribed to Natalie Webster. Oh my God, you guys. I just got a text from my friend that has Monty saying he needs his anal glands expressed. Like, is that something I really need to know right now? Here comes one. Anybody that's dressed like a valet is a Sea Org member, right, guys? Is that right? Yeah, look at him. With all his finery. It's a cult, you know it.
You work for a cult that breaks up families.
Another video, they saw him again.
They locked you
You're locked out.
You work for a cult that breaks up families, brother.
Sorry. It's a sign from source. You're not supposed to go in.
Hey, don't laugh at us. You're going to get sucked up.
It's a shame, man. Breaking up all these families. Call your mom.
Man, I feel so bad. I keep making them get sex ed. It's going to cost him thousands, that little crack of smile. Are you...
Ellie, do me a favor and send me a text, would you?
No, I actually.
Hold on a second. Actually, so that I just have your address handy, can you just shoot me a text real quick? Please, Ellie, my darling. Yeah, I wish you were out here too, Scientology. How you doing? I've been thinking about you. We know you're here in spirit, Scientology. You guys are amazing and wonderful.
Yeah, the student, we just chatted with the student who lives right next door there, and she was saying how it's how the students are carrying themselves.
I'm gonna take around, I'll lap around back. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted...
That would have been great. Yeah, we all have doubt.
How long were you in the Sea Org itself?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, I thought it might be the cops, but it's not. I mean, we should get one call, while you're here. Did you make an appointment with Patricio?
So we've been talking on social, and I think they're just going to pop out at some
Okay.
point. Yeah.
And who are you
No, here. There was somebody that
interviewing
had on
in
the
private later?
Yeah, she had it on the...
I think they're going to do it online. I'll tell you after we get off. There's a few people, like you're saying.
It's
some
a
of the
cult.
Students want to share.
It's a child
You're down for
trafficking
valid.
cult. Go on. What were you saying?
I forget, but I love that the sun's coming out.
I know. That's why I came over here.
Yeah, this is great.
It's reflecting off of that building down here.
Yeah.
Wow. That's how we're getting.
Natalie, I said, Natalie, the sun's already gone down.
Right. It has. No, it's bouncing off that building. You guys, this is the building I was supposed to be at. I know two people that live in this building.
Oh, yeah?
So you want to know where that happened? Right? Where the guy, the old man got beat up right here, right in front of this tavern right here.
Right there?
Yep.
Wow.
And it was all closed off, like you couldn't see. There were
And there were barricades. I remember seeing
barricades everywhere, all around here. These guys had a space about this big.
Outside of Scientology. I was in for 35 years. There's life after a cult.
Belong to a cult.
Come out!
Yeah, those mazes, the little mazes they make.
Yeah, they used walls, artificial walls, to make mazes that everybody had. It was like to get through. So I was going for this building, but there was a lot of stuff I had to walk around. And that guy, I didn't know he was behind me, but he was.
Yeah.
And he ended up, and I just turned around. I had my back to this building because they kept coming up from behind me and doing stuff. Like they'd come out of nowhere. Here's me. This literally is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm going like this to get him away from me, right? To get him off of me. And then, they scared these guys that live here so bad they wouldn't come down.
Wow.
They never came down the whole day.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. It's like a church.
Right. It was supposed to be a church that scares people from coming out of their apartments. Like, really?
Isn't it? I mean, just it's mind is a very fascinating thing, isn't it? And you can learn something or be told something and accept it or not accept it. But when you see abuse in front of you and you don't recognize it as abuse, clearly we all come from a certain place, right? And we all come from a place that is different.
Right.
And what abuse means to one person can be relative to another.
Well, whatever is
Being slapped in the face
normalized.
regularly
Yes.
is normal for
It
some
becomes
people,
normalized, right?
right? So the
And
more you get slapped, the more regular it feels.
Right. And in this cult, violence is normalized.
Right.
I mean, in a way I never knew until I saw them in action.
Right. Yeah.
I could have never.
Exactly. One thing is when we used to watch the video of you guys doing it.
That's one thing.
I told my boss
Yeah.
yesterday, and he said, "Oh, when you get locked up, I will bury you." My boss.
Yeah.
Said
Yeah.
what?
I said, no, I'm not going to get into that. My boss, I was telling him about Jesus, and you got your question. I said, yeah. And he asked me why. So I told him, he said, the one thing is to see and video.
Yeah.
So you don't have to believe it.
Right.
But one thing is being present and see how the people.
They're vicious. They're absolutely vicious, and their eyes are lifeless. Were you were never had anything to do with Scientology?
Never.
Because she was already out when you met her.
Yes.
Okay.
I had-
So you were just the cleanup crew.
I was yeah, in a way, very much so. You know,
Yeah.
I lived in Los Angeles as a young man.
Okay.
I worked. I had an office in Los Angeles when I lived in Minneapolis, and I would travel there. I would live in LA for a week a month.
Okay.
For 10 years.
Okay.
And so I would pass the org. I would see the big blue buildings on Hollywood Boulevard and so forth. But I never thought twice about it.
Right.
I was aware it was a cult.
Yeah.
I thought it was just some weird old dude
Really
who
weird,
thought He
right?
was going to put a bunch of people on some spaceship and
Yes.
take off. That's all I knew.
I mean, they're very marginalized.
they're almost, it's almost like if you walk down the street and ask the average.
Do you want to be on
person-
camera or no?
I don't mind. Sure.
Okay, okay.
Like, it's content.
I mean, we're all on,
Yeah,
right?
Why not? And so the idea that you can walk down the street and ask 10 people, do you know about Scientology? My experience is most people do not. They've heard of it, but they have never asked a question, what
Is it? Right.
because they assume it's a church, right?
Yes.
It has the word church in it.
Yeah.
So most people are not gonna think about it, and they don't.
I did. I mean, I don't know if that's true. Like,
I'm thinking, well, you have to take this with a grain of salt. Generally speaking, in
Yeah.
my experience, where I come from,
Yeah.
we don't know what Scientology is, and we've never cared.
Right.
The circles I run, the circle of people that I know, it's never come up.
Okay.
And so, in my experience in the last 10 years with Natalie, after learning about it, I
Yeah.
kind of asked people about, do you know about Scientology? And they're like,
Mostly
"I've heard of
no.
it."
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I'm like, well, it's a church, right? And I'm like, no, it's not a church. And that's the typical answer that I have gotten. Is they're like, oh, yeah, I've heard of it. It's a
Interesting.
church. I'm like, what more do you know about it? They're like, nothing. It's that in Los Angeles, right? I'm like, it's all over the world. And then I explained to them they're basically a real estate company, that a commercial realtor that traffics humans.
Yeah.
And abuses humans.
And hides abuse
And
from the
hides
authorities.
everything.
Yeah.
And so, not to mention the fact that the criminal behavior that goes on within the cult is not recognized by the world. It's because in my experience, most people they've heard of it, they know it's a church, and that's about it.
Right.
That's about it. So it just goes unnoticed.
Well, in my circles, nobody knew that there was Scientology in Chicago. Everyone thought it was a coastal thing. So in the Midwest, like here, aren't they like that in Minnesota too?
Yeah, very
They're like,
much
oh,
so.
that's a California thing, or
Very
that's
much
a
so.
New York thing, or
It's a California thing and a Florida thing. Is
Florida
where I've
too.
always thought.
Clearwater,
It's
yes.
always been LA and Clearwater.
Anybody I've ever known that traveled to Clearwater was like, that is the spookiest place you ever want to go to. I'm like, really? Why? Ever since they took over.
Right.
But so when Tom Cruise was acting wacky right before he got married to Katie Holmes, and then when that black turtleneck video came out with him saying, like we're the only ones that can help, do you know an SP? That did a lot of damage to Scientology. Because you could tell, because everyone I knew was like, he's insane.
Right.
Like the dude is certifiable.
Total nut job be your spokesman.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
And it made people think, yeah, no interest in that, you know.
I don't understand how total nut jobs. You're in a cult,
You're in a
my
cult.
friend.
You can get
Call your
out.
family. How you know Hollywood and celebrityism and all the strangeness that is involved in that world unto itself.
Yeah.
It's like living in a vacuum. I have to imagine you're like Michael Jackson. No one says no to you, no to the man.
Yeah, right.
Everyone is a yes person.
Right.
To these people, right?
Right.
And so
Even if they look at him wrong, they get the
course.
shit beat out of them.
So Tom Cruise has probably the largest. What's the word I'm looking for? Everyone's
Role
yes
model?
to the man, you know?
Oh,
In
diva.
his-
He's a
in his
diva.
cir- In his world, no one's going to challenge him,
Right.
right? And
Well, he's got Sea Org members all around him, if what I've heard is true.
yeah, no one's going to challenge that dude. But he also probably doesn't get outside of the circle of people that keep him safe. I'd like to see him outside of the circle without the protection of his people,
Yeah.
because he probably doesn't travel outside of that to get.
Oh, I doubt it.
To get people like me telling him what I think if I were able to see him.
Well, that's the problem with black PR. The problem is they can't even listen to it. Otherwise, they'll get checked about it later.
Right.
So they plug their ears. A lot of times you'll see them plugging their ears when we're talking.
Right.
But they run away, and that's why they run away.
Right.
Because they're going to get in trouble for listening to that.
And just the fear of being in trouble for speaking
Yeah.
or listening.
Yes. Or reading. Or looking on the internet.
Right.
Or having a bad thought about David Miscavige.
Yes.
Like, damn, look at how small our guy is.
Yes, I
Or, I mean, a lot of people rip on his size, but the truth is he is really tiny.
He is really tiny. He is tiny.
And also, like L. Ron Hubbard, if I've heard people say that if they even have a bad thought about him, like, was he really a war hero, or are the protesters correct? You know, could it be that they then end up in a 9-hour sec check where they have to admit it, right?
Yes.
That's how it works.
Right. Yeah.
I've never known anybody that was in Scientology, never in my personal life.
Right. I
So,
hadn't either until I met.
till you met Natalie.
And then of course, I've met a few since then.
You're right.
Yeah, but
Right.
I had never.
What do you think of the whole ex-Scientology YouTube effort?
Fabulous. It's amazing, really.
Mm-hmm.
When we started, when Aaron reached out to Natalie and did the interview, and since then, getting more familiar and
Hey,
exposed to it all.
just walk away from me now, right? Just keep walking.
We were talking.
Yeah, this is
How are you?
Patricio.
Patricio, my name
This-
is Tony.
This is
Very nice to meet you.
this is Natalie's partner, Tony.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Are you gonna
Say hi.
Yeah, you're gonna have a chat.
Say hi to all your fans.
How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Natalie reached out to me
Mhm.
said she wanted to talk to me
Cool.
about it.
Yeah, she's gonna want to interview you. Yeah.
Devin she's
I hope she
in the
comes.
suburbs right now. I'm gonna text her, see if she can. It's cold today.
Do you know? Did you watch my live today?
Not today. I literally just woke up. 'Cause
Okay.
I slept till like 6 a.m.
You have to check out the Chicago Tribune. There's an article about the weekend,
Really?
about the event. Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's a cult, sir.
There's a person. That's Columbia College right there. And there was a person named. It's ROISIN Darby.
Let me check the trip.
Do you know that person? She's
it
quoted
Columbia student?
as a Columbia student, a sophomore. So, who has lived or does live in Dwight.
I don't think I recognize that.
I don't know if it's a she or a he. It's ROISIN. Yeah. It's not that great of an article, but the person is interviewed, and I absolutely loved what they had to say. So let's talk about the about the ex-Scientology YouTube movement.
I think the more it's spreading clearly as we all see every single day. Each day there seems like there's more people picking up YouTube and getting out to do more protesting in all all different places in this country and in the world.
Yeah.
You know, and so you have all these different people that are independent, by the way. Let's make it very clear. It is, you know, people are trying to paint this as an organized
That's
thing.
hilarious.
It is clearly a ridiculous idea.
That's why when you guys were coming, I was like, okay, so, I mean, should I tell everyone meet at noon? It's like
right.
we've never done that before.
It is.
We just show up, and then if
it's-
somebody's around that you like, you go get something to eat with them, and then come back.
It is as random and as random as it can be.
Could be. That's right.
But it's spreading, as you can see, and you know the folks in LA and the folks in Denver and the folks all over in Austin, everyone is starting to grow their subscribers. Clearly,
The message is spreading.
it's getting out there,
Yes.
right?
And that's a good thing. I'm just wondering from your personal, because you're in a relationship with someone who has that past.
Yes.
And I could imagine that being on YouTube and talking about it every day
Yeah.
could be kind of a trigger, you know, like a constant trigger.
Oh, sure. It can be.
Yeah.
I even find for myself, you know, everyone encounters some level of abuse, I believe.
Yes.
And I'm no stranger to it
Yeah.
as a young person growing up.
Yeah.
So it can be triggering for me, to be really honest with you.
Yeah.
To listen to everyone's stories and to have everyone has their own, right? So I think in confronting abuse is the only way to heal abuse.
Yeah.
And in healing abuse, you're going to find yourself in those situations of being triggered. But the only way, in my feeling, to get past that is to trigger it.
You think
You know,
like exposure
sometimes
therapy?
You just need to kind of, you know, accept the fact that this is what happened, and these are triggering for me, and I know that these are triggering for me now as I learn more things that trigger me.
Yeah.
And I find for me, you know, my mindset is to heal from it. I want to heal from it. I think at the end of the day, it's part of the healing process. But being every single day.
That's the thing, is I wonder about it, because a lot of people are doing daily content.
Yeah.
People, ex-Scientologists, I'm talking about,
Yes.
which is distinguished from auditors.
Yes. Yes.
So we can do this every day,
Right.
and it does get draining, actually. It's, you know, depending on how people treat you. When it's total chaos and the police are here and people are being told to get down on the ground and stuff, that's pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like this.
Right.
Like you're trying to talk to people that, for the most part, won't talk to you or even listen. Listen.
Understood. Well, you know, as you see, if you watch Natalie's channel, you see at times when she does find herself triggered, even on air, right?
Yeah. When you
So-
least expect it, sometimes.
Yeah, it is truly when you sometimes least expect it, and sometimes you are learning new triggers. You know, certain things come up that you didn't expect. To
Right.
trigger,
Right.
But yes, I would say the answer is yes. Dealing with it on a regular basis is both triggering and healing at the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know that Natalie, when she's triggered, it's part of her healing process.
Yeah.
I do know this. But yeah, it is.
Sometimes talking about your experience can re-traumatize you,
Yes.
and sometimes it can desensitize you from the trauma.
Yeah.
And how can you possibly predict which is going to happen?
Everyone is going to handle it.
Oh boy,
obviously
here
a
they
bit different.
come.
Yeah, everyone handles it differently, I think.
Yeah, they've been there for a little while.
Yeah. But you know, the ultimate goal is to personally heal as an ex-Scientologist. If you're going to look forward and keep trying to, you know, get to a healthier place for yourself, I think you're bound to be triggered.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to your point, on such a regular basis, and adding a lot of other, you know, people's stories. To
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
no doubt. But it's worth every triggering moment, if you will, because it's all helpful.
It
At the end
is.
of the day, it's helpful.
You're helping others for
You are,
sure.
And, you know, and I'm not a psychologist, But some people will deal with their trigger, get triggered and heal. Some people will stay triggered and continue to, feel that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It's hard to pull yourself out of those things.
People, but all of us have it's part of life to experience
Yeah,
trauma
it is.
to some degree.
It really is.
But to be in a cult,
Yeah.
that's a niche. That's a singular
It is.
experience.
But what I've noticed.
Doesn't mean it's worse. You can't
No.
compare suffering, I don't think.
I've noticed that the result is the same. Natalie was in the cult and had abuse. I was not in a cult and had abuse.
Me too.
But at the end of the day, the result was kind of the same.
It kind of is, isn't it?
We're triggered.
Yes.
And we're in
And
pain.
we need healing.
We need healing.
Yes.
And so I look at it kind of general like that in a way. Abuse is abuse, no matter what form of it. Right?
Yeah.
Whether you are in a cult or not in a cult, you still feel abused and have
Yeah.
to deal with the abuse.
Sad moments, angry moments,
Yeah.
sometimes guilt and shame.
My heart breaks for. We all struggle. Well, I think human nature, for me, anyways, confidence doesn't come as easy for a lot of people. It takes, for me, and for I think a lot of people, to find confidence in yourself. It's hard enough to have confidence without people tearing you down at the same time.
Yeah.
We should build people up. Not
That's
take
okay, it's my water,
not
I'll
tear
get
people
it.
down.
Right.
Yeah.
Just wondering what this is all about.
Don't barking.
Yeah, but they do that for a reason. Yeah, respect to Tony, right, guys? He's Natalie's partner, and he's been through the ringer on this trauma shit.
I don't know how he found out about
But we were just saying that trauma is trauma, no matter who experiences it, right? And with trauma, there will be triggers, and hopefully healing as well. And just that some of what Natalie goes through on a regular basis, being triggered with doing a daily, a daily show, is something that all of us go through to some extent, right? And I think that's what attracts a lot of the never-ends, because we can relate to the trauma. The trauma is part of life, unfortunately. It's just the way it goes, right? And I can only hope that heaven is not like that. So I'm expecting a couple other students. Oh, you know what I can do? I'll have them look in the Columbia.
Evangelizing and bringing people forward. Like, hey, we have the truth. I want you to see that. But then this weird, paywall thing. It's like, you have to pander into it. And that's a fundamental difference. That isn't obvious. Most churches, they preach to you and they want you to go preach to others. Here, you can never do secondary interpretation.
Not allowed, yeah.
Inside, and you're right, technology. You can save the world, but they're being so exclusive that you're choosing not to save you.
But there's, I mean, other churches have tithing where you're supposed to pay a third, I think, of your income to the church.
But even at that, that's they still want time. But you're still free to
Yeah, great to meet you. Thanks for
share the word.
You're not a student, you're a streamer.
Yes.
Where do you live?
In Iowa.
What are you doing here? You came to meet Natalie?
I came here last week and this week I'm
I
gonna
know
come
you
on
were here
weekends.
last week. Wow, how long of a drive is it?
Just over 2 hours.
Oh, because Iowa sounds so far away.
It's not that far,
It's
yeah.
not.
Yeah, so it's
Do you live right on the border?
pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
I used to have I had a case, you know, Ball Manufacturing, the ones that make the jars that say Ball.
Yes.
So I represented them once. And I had to go to Iowa from Chicago, and my secretary booked my flight on this little raggedy ass airplane where it had like a shower curtain between the cockpit and the cabin, and it was hanging off the thing. It was like dangling off. And I got on the phone, and you had to go out onto the runway to meet the plane,
Right.
to like go up the stairs and get on it. It was like a 14-person plane or something. And I called my secretary and I was like, if I live through this flight, I am going to kill you when you get back.
Yeah, that's so creepy. I heard you could feel everything in the
Yep. You feel every little blast of wind, and oh my God, I was in tears the whole time. Do you know, so that was Des Moines. Ball is in Des Moines. So do you know where that is?
Yes.
Not Des Moines, but do you know where the manufacturing plant, like
No.
the big plant is there?
No, because I'm even like, I've only been in Iowa for like 3 years. I'm from California originally.
Hi. Oh, it's good to see you. I feel so much better than the last time. I feel human now. Till tonight. For the same thing. No, nothing compares to that. So I saw some videos. You're doing good. You're doing really good. Here, plug it on my channel.
Stephanie Slaughters at Stephanie Slaughters. I got a lot of stuff.
On YouTube.
Yes, I did my first live last night. So
Good. What did you do?
just like a 5-minute.
Oh, you were talking?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Those are fun, aren't they? Those are so much more fun than running around outside. I mean, I like to walk the dog and do them and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
We just got here
Hello.
at the same time.
And here's Nancy Drew, guys. The whole family's here. Hi.
Megan. Yeah. Megan David.
It's so great to have support for the students because they can actually tell the truth without feeling afraid. When, you know, the ones that I've spoken with off camera, and oh, gross. Here's more Scientology grossness. Like, this is literally their garbage right here. So disgusting. Yeah, right outside their front door is these greasy garbage cans. Their TRs are not in, guys. Even before the event of last Sunday, the grand opening in which a lot of the Columbia students were abused, there was a lot of fear by the students. They would go out of their way not to have to pass this cult, and they're so savvy about the internet. They pretty much know everything there is to know about Scientology long before they ever got here. And now they're scared to walk past their neighbor's building. Like, that's ridiculous. It makes me so angry. But it's nice for them, like on a day like today, that we are able to show them support. I think that's really important.
I thought I was on, maybe it wasn't when I was supposed to be on. Yeah. It's going to go this way now, and I'm going to go with it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Talking about career paths right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
When I lived in Los Angeles as a young man, I actually worldwide. It was a worldwide entertainment. A worldwide agency.
Yeah.
Located 90210.
Yeah.
They had Jason Priestley.
Yes.
And the other. What was his name?
The TV Rat Pack.
Yeah, I was pursuing acting when I moved out there as a 21-year-old.
And that's interesting what you said about the fine too. I didn't think about that. Wow, they broke the permit. That's crazy. That's going to be a big deal. Not necessarily, you know. You just do it.
Scientology, if you're still in the chat, we miss you. There's like an element that's missing when you're not here. Did you eat one of her cookies? It looks like sushi. They're Mexican, she said. Go look at them.
Rent control was important. And it was
In New York?
Very expensive in Los Angeles.
Oh, in LA.
But it was still very expensive.
And that stays in LA. You can't get a studio. He's got a bit of a history with when he came to town.
Great.
Yeah, we lowered.
That's, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably consistent with San Francisco and Oak Park and considering they're gonna fall into the ocean any day now. You know,
there are people who.
Where'd she go? I've heard Jen is from there. Is that her name? No, Jen Slays or Slaughters. Stephanie Slaughters, I believe. She's a streamer here for this. She just walked by.
Oh, is she the? Yeah, I know. I've seen her.
Okay, she's from the Bay Area. She just moved here, like within a couple of months or something. And she told me that San Francisco has changed so much. She couldn't stand it anymore.
So there were a couple of Columbia students who came
It was
on
always
other
like
videos.
that.
It's like 10
If you
times
saw a picture of it today,
Yeah.
you would think, oh,
They wanted to go in to
10
say,
years
okay,
ago was
cool.
nice.
Let me see if they'll let me in there.
It looks like a
And
bomb went off.
I'm sure
Why?
some of them probably were.
What's going on? They're broke?
They have this.
We're interested in whatever
It's not
the propaganda people
decriminalization.
were
They
saying.
have this law where
It compelled them enough to
there's
say,
two
yeah,
major
let me switch
contributors.
out
There's the law, the no chase law, which is I think you have to rack up at least $800 stealing from somewhere in order to get chase or to get what's called on you.
Anything about it?
Yeah, and I think the defense attorney or like
In Chicago, you just have to worry about getting shot.
the state prosecutor.
Nobody runs after anybody. They just shoot. Just start shooting.
You know, Chicago's improved a lot. What's going on?
That one's kind of I did a video up there this morning.
Where did you? Hey, I need you to do me a favor.
Staff is
So
back
that name I gave you before, you got to help me find that person. Is there a directory? No.
Looking for a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll find.
Okay. Could you do that for me?
Probably find it on Instagram.
Okay. I'm not on. Yes, I really do. Guys, how long has it been since you saw your family?
Nice to see you in person. Very nice to see you in person. That's one of the things about this, all this YouTube stuff, is that you start to feel like you're knowing people because you see people fall out of the personalities are kind of. What's up with the person on that?
Yeah, I'll definitely find her on Instagram.
Will you please?
Nice to see you.
She was. Did you read what she said?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Paywall.
That's why I did a live on it. So, yeah, then that way you don't have to pay for it. That's what I mean. I can't, for copyright reasons, I can't read it, but I went over it in detail. Okay.
Are these hand warmers?
I don't know. I have gloves somewhere. No, but these guys are from Minnesota, and they're really cold. Aren't you guys supposed to be impervious to the cold?
I'm from Hawaii.
Being from Minnesota, I almost moved to Hawaii.
Really?
Yes.
Gosh,
I should have. Do you know which island were you on? Oh, do you know a lawyer named Frank Yano?
Not just like that.
He's an estate plan real estate attorney. I almost bought his practice and came so close. And then I got a divorce. So, yeah. See, this is what we do when things get dull. You just stand and point your camera at each other. It's like, what are you doing? Or at the ground or whatever.
See if Devin gets you some bloodless texting.
What'd she say? Oh, this is her. She's the one from the Bay Area. Not the woman I'm looking for. No, man or woman. I don't know. You've never ever heard that name? It's maybe Royson, Roisin.
You know, there's so many people that go to this school, and like,
Aren't there like 700 people or something in this building alone?
Easily.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the exact number.
Well, the Chicago Tribune said 700. So, but then again, Scientology's press release said that they had 2,000 Scientologists here the other day. I was like, no.
How many do there are worldwide?
That's kind of what I was
Millions. Yeah, there's like 25,000. Yeah. You guys, look what they did to my fucking. Look at that.
2007, 7-day trial to go
They broke it. The guy that grabbed me, he was the cop.
Sizable building.
Right.
Way low, so it wasn't able to get like police force is just
Out of control, man. Totally. We call him Commandant Harris.
Yeah.
He was awful, wasn't he? Horrible. Did you watch any of the live after it happened?
That was the day I had my girlfriend over. So
Do you mind if I film you?
that was the day I had my girlfriend over, so I didn't watch much of that all.
Yeah.
But I heard you guys. I know that they said that they couldn't hear anyone.
Such bullshit.
I heard you guys loud and clear.
Yeah. Did you hear that, you guys? Another Scientology lie. So they said they couldn't hear us. Did you see that press release, the very first one, where they said, "Too bad for you guys, you didn't disrupt it one bit because we couldn't hear a thing." So Patricio lives on the 6th floor of this building, the Dwight Columbia student building, and he could hear us loud and clear. Because if you figure, now where was the stage? Right, that's what I thought. The stage is right here, guys. See this area? Here's Scientology. So the stage was right in front of the building. I hope, and you know that stupid ribbon of theirs was falling down all day long. And that corner.
I forgot it.
Oh yeah.
There they are contributing to litter.
They didn't clean up any of that. People had to clean up their own stuff. Okay, look at this, you guys. This is across the street from the cult. And their litter from that big thing they did is still all over the place. So here's Scientology.
Be on the radar yet. If you look inside there's a wall of donors, and it's $100,000
Right here. And then if you turn down the block, I really don't want to lose my glove. Down here, down this sidewalk, all the way to the end. Can you guys see where that bus is? On the right. All the way down here, past the subway, to the end of this block. Look how far this is. Ooh, I'm gonna go get a coffee. Yeah, baby. All the way to slightly past the end of this bus is where they had the gates that kept us out. All the way down there. So from there, from the corner, see where the green light is? Here, let me zoom in. All the way down to this corner where the green light is. That's where they had the gates for the students. So they had one gate there, one across the street right there, and then they had them all the way down to the other end of the block. It's a long block. See where all the streamers are? They're about not even halfway to the other end. And at the other end of the block, there were similar gates on each side of the street, east and west. So the students had to fight to get from those corners, right, these four corners at the gates, to get to their housing, which is right here. Columbia College, and this is called Dwight. And it's mostly the youngest kids that are here, right? This is the freshmen, sophomores, mostly freshmen live here. And that's the story, Glory. Do you want to be interviewed?
Nope.
You sure? Some of us don't like us being here. I don't know. Hey, Patricio, let me ask you something. Is there hostility against us in the Dwight?
No.
Because I just asked the guy, "You want to get an interview?" He goes, "Nope." And I said, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Yep."
That just comes
Like he was
like,
mad.
Was he a Dwight resident?
Yeah. He came out of the building.
I mean, I guess just like some people aren't comfortable being on camera. I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything yeah, I don't think it's anything against you guys. Or maybe
It's
they're just like unaware
frustrate-
of what you're doing.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because like some people.
Maybe
don't
they
get
think
it.
we're Scientologists.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was on your stream the other day.
Yeah.
And my friend who was walking, I was like, "Oh, do you want to be on the stream?" He was like, "Oh, what is this?" I was like, "Oh, it's just anti-Scientology." He's like, "Oh, I thought you guys were like here on the counter-Scientology."
Oh.
So yeah, I guess like some people just don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
So maybe if
I
were
say,
to
"Hey,
approach,
we're
we're protesting Scientology.
yes.
Do you want to get in?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Because is it universal pretty much that everybody hates Scientology there?
Well, yeah, I think that the few people that don't, are
Yeah.
the people that just don't know
What's going
they don't
on.
Really care.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Yeah, they could give less of a shit.
Right.
Um,
Which would be weird for a student, right? Students are usually involved in I don't know, activism and things like that.
Yeah, some people, honestly, they might care, but they won't want to be like. Some people just aren't really comfortable on camera. I think that's for the most part why you get the no. And maybe some people just don't know enough to like articulate their thoughts on a stream. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
But they have no need to be rude to you. I mean, like no thank you is enough.
Well, I just wondered if there was maybe a little bit of backlash coming our way because. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Because, even in the Chicago Tribune, well, you know that the Chicago Tribune is considered to be a very right-wing publication. So it's supposed to, so there's the Chicago Tribune and the Chicago Sun-Times. Those are the two major newspapers here. And the Tribune is the conservative one, and the Sun-Times is the more pro-labor, more... liberal isn't exactly the right word, but they're pro-labor. Better to their employees. They have a better reputation for that kind of thing. And, oh, here she comes. And the Tribune even said something about how the protesters were responsible for the mayhem that occurred at the, somehow they didn't say that, but there were Yeah, there were implications that the problem was not Scientology. The problem was it attracts protesters.
I think the right just has. I'm sorry, like I don't want to be politically divisive, but
That's okay. You can be as.
I think the right sometimes tends to be a little more iffy when it comes to activism, especially if they're like big protests. But you guys weren't even like a lot of like it was like 5 or 6 people, right? You guys weren't being very like, and I feel like Scientology is something that both parties should
Agree on. That's what I said. Do you know that Fioretti that's running for state's attorney for Cook County attended it? He was the former alderman of this ward.
What's
his he's running as a Republican for the state's attorney's office, and there's a quote of him in the Chicago Tribune that says, the fact that they built this beautiful building the way they did is proof that they will be good neighbors for the South Loop, something like that. I think Robert Fioretti. I think it's Robert.
It gives like, I'm sure there are so many people with right-leaning ideals that just fucking hate Scientology. So I feel bad that we're giving. I'm a registered Democrat, so like I don't really like the right like that. But it's also like it sucks that they're giving them a bad rap.
Yeah.
You know, especially like a warden. You know. Like,
yeah.
That really sucks, but.
He'll be the state's attorney if a Republican can win that position. Yeah. So how are things going with you, dude? How's school?
With me, good. I watched Biden's State of the Union.
What'd you think of that?
It was alright. I think he could have done a lot worse.
Okay.
Fine. I mean, some of the stuff he says is just lying to his teeth, obviously.
Like what?
Like,
can you think of any specifics?
Let me think. For example, when he said, he was talking about Gaza, right?
Right.
I think he explicitly said
Gaza.
That there has to be a two-state solution, right? Which I don't think he's going to work towards. I don't think that he will work towards a two-state solution because the U.S. has never supported a two-state solution. They only recognize Israel.
Israel,
so
right?
There's absolutely no way that he's going to stop funding Israel the way that he is. I mean, he's taken more priority with Israel and Ukraine, which I feel like Ukraine is a little more important.
Yes.
In terms of foreign affairs. So it might be completely off here, but I think that, and plus it's not like he's like sending men down to Ukraine. He's funding them. He's funding their weapons, but he's not risking American lives. I mean, it's like really. Like, do people really think Biden? I mean, do people really think Putin's gonna stop with Ukraine if there is an invasion?
Meaning, if they're successful, they're not stopping there.
The invasion of Ukraine, I don't think they will stop there. I think they'll go down.
Is that the world domination?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like Scientology. No, wait, they're clearing the world.
What I really do like about what Biden said is that he said, I'm not going to let Putin have his way. Not like our previous guy, right? Which Trump, like we all know he was buddy.
Kissing his ass all over the place.
Then you also have Biden being kind of a hypocrite because it's like he literally sold our oil reserves to Putin. So how are you going to go out and say we're not going to let Putin have his way and then sell our oil reserves to him? It doesn't make much sense.
No.
Right? I mean, like, there's a few little nitpicky contradictions you can find in his address, but for the most part, I thought he was solid. I thought he was solid on immigration. He was solid when it came to tax.
Did you happen to know here, speaking of immigration, that the Scientologists are hanging out at the immigration office? You heard this? I did. I just heard that for the first time earlier today. Somebody sent me an email saying they were hanging out at the immigration office trying to recruit people for the Sea Organization.
I heard that, yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Well, I don't know if it was you who told me that they were literally hiring homeless people to go to the stage.
That's what I was told by students. They said, and that was early in the day. It was the day before early in the day. Because she said, hey, she was with a friend, right? The student that told me this, she goes, you remember that guy that's under the brown line? He's working for them now. And they both laughed. And I'm like, well, who is he? And they're like, we don't know. He's just a homeless guy from the neighborhood. And they were doing that so they didn't have to pay taxes. Yeah, on the labor. And also they had reported in their application that, and it was in the permit, that there was no labor cost associated with the enterprise. Yeah. I mean, from beginning to end, they lied about everything.
They're just disgusting.
They really are. I have a completely, I mean, to actually see them in action was shocking to me, truly shocking, even though I know what they're capable of because I've heard the ex-Scientologists talk about it, you know, but I was never in, and I don't know anyone who was, except for the people I've met since I've been streaming. And to see them act the way they did, and the looks in their faces, and it was like, oh, I can't watch the footage. Like, I haven't. I watched a couple of things to make shorts, and then I quit. I was like, I can't do this over again.
Yeah,
They're horrible.
disgusting. Yeah.
Horrible.
Can't even call them an organization. Let's take a call real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no Western Hospital. It's top of the same place both of our mirrors.
You can listen to these lectures
OT.
and read like the history of man, which you can just walk in and pick up or get online. And he talks about past lives, flying space,
Zimu.
battle. Yeah, Zimu he doesn't get into till the upper level.
But I listened to the very first talk he did on OT3, and he kept calling him Zimu.
Zimu?
Zimu.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Listen to it. I can send it to you.
Yeah.
I have an MP4, I think. Pretty sure. I'll send it to you. He kept saying, and he was like,
We're protesting Scientology.
he kept saying, you know, you could call him Zimu. I was like, Zimu? When did the N come in?
That's Timu Zinu. They upgraded to
Timu
Zinu. Back in the day, it was.
Yeah.
Place where this is going to mass uploaded or something. Like, I'm so interested to
Yeah,
hear.
you can. So, like the Confidential, South Park did an entire episode as a Confidential. With Zinu's story, the volcano.
It's really funny. It's about Tom, come out of the closet. They kept saying, Tom won't come out of the closet.
Hey, welcome.
Tom Cruise.
Thank you for becoming a member.
What's your name? I don't think we've met. Oh, I'm Shannon.
I saw it on TikTok, I think. In front of a window or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was the one that filmed the guy that got beat up, the old man.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah, that was so strange.
So bizarre.
That was
That great
Sunday
TikTok
when you were
where
on.
you got to tell her what you were saying. I think she has the same info about the permits, but he called the city and he's like really got a journalistic approach to it.
Yeah.
I live on the block, so I've been
Wait, which building are you in?
the one right on the end here, big tall one.
Oh yeah, I talked to a lot of people from your
Yeah.
building. They were inside your building. They were on the 7th floor of your
Yep,
building.
so you even know the floor.
Yeah, they basically commandeered it. And everyone that lives there was like, why in the hell is my building full of Scientologists? Like, okay, so there are at least 2 people I know that are taking it up with the manager. I wish, I mean, you could see them in my live, but I never got their names or anything.
I'm not going to say who I talk to, but I do talk to people inside the building.
Other tenants, you mean? Oh, you mean management. Okay. And what, can you tell me what happened?
Yeah, so, I mean, I've just gotten a couple different things. First of all, there were tons of complaints. I'm surprised to no one.
Yeah. Because they were inside the building. And that's a community area for the tenants, right?
We didn't get a whole lot of notice, but
No one did.
That wasn't our building's problem. Because again, like my
No,
building,
it wasn't.
They're amazing. They're great, and I didn't want people to like turn against them and think this is their problem because it absolutely wasn't. Because
They didn't get their permit till the day before.
Exactly. So because I called the city about that, and when they were told, the building manager was told, like, hey, this is going to be happening, they figured it was going to be like every other art fair,
Right.
where it wouldn't
Oh,
issue. So
no.
they weren't. It was like, hey, oh, by the way, they said it was very like, oh, by the way, we're doing a little thing. And
Yeah, they're so full of shit.
And then all of a sudden,
It's chaos. It was like a military invasion.
crazy.
That's
And the
exactly
thing
how
is,
I felt.
I had to show my proof of address to a cop. I would have never showed anyone else that to get to my own building. And I was thinking, wow, I had it so bad. I was coming when they were tearing it down, so I can't even believe what it must have been.
Oh
like
my
for
God,
people in the
absolute.
middle of it.
I kept
Like,
telling them, listen, you know so everybody on the south end of the block, the security was sending everybody to the Harrison side, okay, to this side, this gate right that was on this sidewalk on this side. No, because they were sending them all down here. So what happened was security sat back and Scientology took over. And the Scientologists were grabbing people by the arm as they walked in, yelling at them, hey, this is not your... And when people would say, I live at so-and-so, they'd be like, let me see some ID. No. These are Scientologists.
It's like, and that's the thing that was so frustrating for me is it's like I'm not from here, but I've been here for 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
And it's like I do feel defensive about my neighborhood.
Yeah, I do too.
Like that. I mean, I'm a young person too, so usually I'm like looking at all the people like, oh, they're getting all defensive. But like,
right.
no, like
you do feel that way.
To the Greyhound station to walk to my place, and I'm like, wait
oh,
a second.
that
like,
was you. I remember hearing about you. I never saw anything, but I did hear about you. Yes.
Put out like
yes.
4 or 5 things.
Okay, on TikTok, right?
100,000 views. I was like, what's going on?
I know.
This is what I go viral for. Like, it's like,
hey, whatever works. So, yeah. But this is on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys, I have to get close because I have a shitty microphone.
Sure.
So, tell them what your TikTok information is.
Wannabe Kennedy. I'll spell it out here because it's apparently kind of hard to spell.
He's got a bunch of videos, you guys, about his experience. He's a resident on this block. And his building happened to be taken over by Scientologists on the 7th floor. We were hearing about it all day long. Here's his information.
So it's that on TikTok.
On TikTok. So look him up. He's got videos about his experience, which was not very nice. He came from out of town, right, that night?
Yeah, so I lived here, but I was back visiting family, and then I came back, and normally I don't come from this way, because I used the bus stop on the other side.
Yeah.
But I was walking back, it was a great day, coming back with the Greyhound, and I was like, you know what, I'll walk, I'm not going to buy an Uber, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, this is just my luck.
Oh my God, yeah.
I could have walked all the way around there, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
With your bags.
There's principle, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah. I live here, dude. Yes. Yes.
I'm not going to go walk all around the city and kick you.
You know, the permit said they were supposed to have a 10-foot egress for everyone that lives in here and the public. Scientology assured the city, the transportation department, streets and sanitation, and the police department that it was going to be a public event.
And this is so validating too, because I haven't talked to a whole lot
anybody
of
about it, yeah.
And whenever I hear things that perfectly match what
yeah.
I've done from the city, what I've done from other people,
yep.
It's just like...
Who else have you talked to besides the city? Who did you talk to at the city?
I talked to Natalie. So a bunch of people tagged me, or tagged her, or said that I needed to talk to her. So
because they had seen you on TikTok, probably. But I mean, who at the city did you speak to? Who'd you complain to?
I have notes here. I don't do any of this from memory. So it was...
Yeah, the police were here earlier.
Can I get a little closer because of the mic? Do you mind? I'm sorry.
Okay, so I called into the 34th ward.
That's Bill Conway.
Yes, so that's him. There was
who did you speak to there? Adam?
So I
or Mr. Luna?
City, the 311 number.
Yeah,
first.
right.
And I got in and I talked to someone. His name was Calvin. I forgot his last name. He was super, super helpful. He's the one who told me that they blocked off the streets. They broke the permit.
Yes.
Allowed to do that.
That's right.
And then,
well, what are they going to do about it?
He even talked to me knowing that it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
And then he forwarded me, and then the first person I got to there I don't know if she was just tired of hearing about it or if she was
From
a
the
little-
alderman's office?
Yeah. 'cause
Okay,
she was-
Bill Conway, the alderman of the 34th Ward.
I was like, yeah, I was trying to get I just gave her the thing I did on TikTok.
Yeah.
What happened?
Right.
And she's like, okay, well, who do you want to, like, what do you want to talk about? Like, so what? It's kind of the...
So I want to know what you're going to do to penalize them for...
And I was like, no, like, I'm just... Like,
How are you going to make it right?
This wasn't acceptable. I was
Right.
like, look, I'm not a cranky neighbor. Like, I'm the last person to go. I don't even have the Nextdoor app. I don't have the Citizen app. You know, like, I'm not a rubbernecker.
Right.
But with this, it was...
That was off the charts.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
So, and I do have experience. I came from a cult when I was younger. It wasn't in for very long. It wasn't anything like this. It wasn't financial. It was religious.
Okay.
And it was like an offshoot. So I grew up Baptist.
Okay.
Which is normal.
Gotcha.
And then... So started out there, and then, you know, it's kind of a long story, but some weird ideas incepted where you just kind of break off from the traditional church branch and other things to getting to a point of, I mean, I'm sure you've seen all this stuff where people are like speaking in tongues and
Yes.
yeah.
I've been to churches
it's
like that.
a malevolent strain of that.
Okay.
Where it became just like a prophetic free-for-all of people were hearing things and seeing things, and kids were groomed into being like, you know, you can just sit here and look. So I would like sit down, and I would every week at church I'd have this little piece of paper, and I'd be like, okay, God, talk to me. I'm gonna write it down, and then I'll switch it, and then I'll talk to you, and I'll just switch it back and forth. But it was not like a normal church situation.
Right.
And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point of where some of the elders there became obsessed with the idea of raising people from the dead and moved next to a graveyard because they thought that this was like their destiny.
Are you guys hearing this?
So I
Can you hear Zach?
actually wrote a movie about it.
Mods, can you hear okay? Can you hold on a sec?
Yeah, I can do it.
Are you a film student?
No, I'm not. So I graduated from Columbia for advertising. But I ended up, this by the way, like my experience in that is exactly why this is so important to me, is because, you know, just thought control at large is a huge
Little bit
issue
louder,
that I
yeah.
want to rally against. Like thought control is very concerning to me.
Yes. Should be.
So yeah, I did a project with someone who wanted me to come on a project because they wanted me to talk about my experience.
Yes,
What I
gotcha.
grew up in, and we ended up shooting a movie in Texas. It's been a couple years in the works, but it's a movie about like a cult compound. And we took some of our collective stories and put it into it.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be fun to see how that comes out. But yeah, I was.
Did you start filming, did you say? Did you begin filming yet? Your movie?
Oh yeah, we're done. We're done.
You're done with it?
Yeah. So 2 years ago is when it started. I was a writer on it, and then I was doing production design though. Because I'm like a fine artist at heart, but I'm in advertising.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was amazing, most amazing experience of my life. Very hard. I would never do it again because it was so difficult and so grueling that I was like, ooh, I'm not cut out for this.
Yeah.
But it was an awesome time.
Can you tell us your church's name?
It's called Church for the Nations.
Well, hello there, Missy. How you doing? Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. Hey, I've tried them all, as long as it's purple. Actually, I have blue and red for next, but I don't know. So I was talking to one of the other students. You said you did go to Columbia, right?
I didn't live here. I lived over there, but like
Yeah.
I've been in this dorm a million times.
I'm
Like,
sure
this
you have
is,
friends
like,
there,
I've been
yeah.
here this
Well,
year.
one of the students is I couldn't repeat it if I tried, but she basically does branding for. She does it for what is this called? Social media. And she offered to help me with my channel. She's like, your brand should be the lady with the purple hair.
I love that. Yeah. That's a Columbia student here, always trying to help people.
Yeah, she was great. She was really great. Yeah, no, you guys are wonderful. I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. Like, all the kids I met there were amazing, wonderful people.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that this is literally right next door. That has to be intentional, because here's the thing, and I said this to them too. I'm like, I do have faith that we're smart and can figure it out, but we're also not invincible.
Right.
You have people coming from all different parts of the
different experiences.
reinventing themselves,
Yes.
taking past ideas
Yes.
apart,
Yes.
and
they may
that's
have a vulnerable
humanity.
period in their lives
and
in
that's
which
okay. Like that's we can admit that
We all
and
do.
say that
Everybody
like
does.
kids can be smart, but also
sensitive.
have
Yeah.
So
It's called being human.
Yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily good to just be like, oh, they're all going to be fine, they'll figure it out. It's like, no, we have to be talking about this.
You do have to be vigilant with them because they're sneaky as fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, they know all about me. Spooky. Spooky. Well, thanks, Zach, for coming out and talking.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to meet everyone. It's fun to see the faces I've seen.
It is. I'm going to go down and get a coffee. How are you? Good.
How are you doing?
I like the jewel on your forehead.
Hey, nice to meet
You guys, look at this.
You're busy.
It's so beautiful. I love it. I don't know if you can see her bindi, but it's really pretty because it has three, what do you call those? 3 sparkles. And then it has like a really cool black design underneath it. Did you draw that yourself? Or does it come in like a package?
This is a fancy bindi.
Uh-huh. Okay. Very pretty. Who'd you wear it for?
I wear it in public because I resonate with the universe.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, hold on a sec. I'll be right back. I'm
They'll
going.
learn though. They'll always do what Elvin Hubbard says to do.
How many people are in your life? Somebody sent you a text and it got in the way. You know when someone sends you a text, it always gets in the way?
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it'll cover the... No, the live can't see it, but you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going down to get coffee.
Cool.
Does anybody want to go? I'm going to Dunkin' because I'm cold and...
Yeah, no, do.
Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Are you out there tomorrow too?
It depends on the weather. I usually do come both days, but I don't like to say if I'm coming or not.
Now, it's too late, and I feel like in the world of Scientology,
Well, when I was reading the sign on the outside of Columbia, they always are. They call the police.
Are you for Scientology or against it?
When I was reading the sign on the window at Columbia, the security came out and said, "You can't film that." And I said, "It's a sign on your window." And she goes, "I'm calling the police." So that's why I think they came. So they came by, looked, and we were like, I'm going to Dunkin'. See you later.
Take care.
Yep. No, I need coffee. I'm tired. Who is this?
In Scientology, state of the upper level of Scientology, Elvin Hubbard said that he says very bad things about it. Yeah. Very much the opposite. They try to tell people that, oh, no, it's practicing
It's totally not true.
part of what they try to do is strip away the relationship you have with a higher power or God or relationship with you.
Guys,
I'm in trouble for being baptized.
I appreciate you so much. Do you want to go to Dunkin'? Sure, yeah. Let's go. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging in. But go to Natalie's feed because I am going to Dunkin'. I'm going to have a cup of coffee and relax for a few minutes. And it's not going to be exciting, so I'm going to shut off. And also, I'm going to do a little battery injection. So, go to Natalie's feed. Natalie Webster, Life After, what is it called?
Life after a cult.
Life After a Cult, okay? So I appreciate my beautiful, wonderful people that stick in with me. But Ellie, you guys go take a little rest. And I may be back today. I probably will be. But we've got a big day tomorrow. I have some surprises for you guys. So yeah, I'll look forward to that most of all. I won't say when, unfortunately. It's hard. I'm gonna explain all this to you tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, so have a good day. If I don't see you, I see y'all. Look, everyone's bailing already. The numbers go like that. No, that's good. That's good. Thank you so much, Jen, Ellie, all the mods. You're wonderful. And thank you to everybody that watches my videos. I love you guys. Bye.